Good morning, everybody, and welcome to this beautiful location where we will do together a hip mobility routine with my favorite hip mobility exercises for strengthening and lengthening your muscles around the hip to prevent lower back pain, hip pain, and to increase your range of motion in strength training movements like a deep squatting position. So I'm very, very happy and excited that you joined me here. And I would say we start immediately, and we will start with some movements to loosen up our hips. But during the process, you will notice that my exercises that I'm going to show you are also a little bit muscular fatiguing around your little hip muscles, because that's our goal to really strengthening the joint. Okay, first we will start in a somewhat 90-90 position. Don't worry so much about a 90-degree angle, but you should have both legs bent to one side. And from there, you can support yourself a little bit with your hands and move from side to side with your knees. Like this, so we do 5 per side. Try to keep your back straight. Nice. And if you want to increase the range of motion, you can move your heels a little bit more far away from you and try to keep the 90-degree angle. But if that's not possible right now, don't worry about it. Okay, once you end up towards one side, you can make the angle a little bit smaller again. And now I want you to lean towards one knee and lift the leg that's behind you up. And we lift it by activating our glute muscles. So just lean slightly, keep your back straight, and then you will lift your leg up like this. If it feels like nothing happens, don't worry about it. You will be able to increase your range of motion the more often you would do it. And we are aiming for 10 to 15 reps here. So try to lift your knee as high as possible. Nice. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Nice. 2 more. All right. Let it rest for a little bit. We will switch sides. If you cramp a little bit, then it means that you actually need some work there, and then you can shake your legs out in between. It's no problem. Okay, other side. And lift your leg about 15 times. I hope you can hear the sound of the ocean a little bit because it's so beautiful. Lift it up. You might notice that one leg is much easier to lift off the floor, which is normal because we usually tend to have one stronger and one weaker side. So don't worry about it so much. It's just a sign for you to work on one side a little bit more. 3 more. Good. Let it rest. We will move again towards the other side. And now I want you to lift the leg up and extend your leg. So I'm engaging my quads and I'm extending my knee, and I keep my knee off the ground. As you can see here, nice toe point if you want, but you don't have to. You can keep your feet relaxed. I just think it is much easier to engage my quads if I point my toes. That's why I'm doing it. Let's do 10 reps here. If you need to rest in between, just lay your knee on the ground and then lift it off again. 1 more. All right. Nice. Other side. Lift it off. And 10, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 2 more. It should feel pretty taxing if you had a leg day, you might notice. And just check it out a little bit. Move your knees towards each side without any strength involved here. It's just moving the legs into internal and external rotation. Really nice. Okay. Another really great exercise to activate our glute muscles, which are, of course, one key component for strong hips, and simultaneously mobilize the adductors, is the frog hip thrust. You might have done those or seen those in the gym or somewhere, and it's also a great pre-activating exercise for back squats. So you lay flat on the ground and you keep your feet together and just let your knees fall to the ground as far as you can. And from here, you can push a little bit with your arms to the ground and lift your hips up or extend your hips for 20 reps. And as you extend your hips, it's like a hip thrust, but with abduction. As you extend your hips, you can try to keep your knees towards the ground. So try not to squeeze them together, but use the range of motion and stretch your adductors a little bit while extending the hips. 15 more. Nice. And this is what I mean when I'm talking about lengthening and strengthening the muscles, because we are working with strength here, but we also increase our range of motion with every rep. So it's like a little mini stretch each time. And you will only benefit from all your stretching if your joints and muscles and tendons are strong as well. Let's do 10 more. Do it in your own pace. Push the knees towards the ground as you extend your hips. 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice job. Okay. Now you can keep laying on the floor and lift one leg up and put your heel over your other thigh. So you have this figure 4 position. And then you can also extend your hip from here. So you will feel a little bit more stretch in the glute muscle that of the bent leg, or of the leg that's above your other leg. We do 10 per side. And again, try to push your knee away from you and not towards you, but push it away to increase the range of motion. 5 more. Squeeze your glutes. Nice. Okay, switch legs. Other side, you might notice a difference again. And lift your butt for 10 reps. Push the other knee away from you. 5. 3 more reps. Nice. All right, good job. Slowly lift, come up. And now we are doing hip CARs, which are, again, a very nice glute activation exercise and warm-up exercise for your lower body days as well. But you can also incorporate all of these, like we do it now, into your active rest days or in your normal stretching routine, and just do a little bit of a mix of strengthening and lengthening exercises, like stretching and mobility exercises. Okay, so you're in a quadruped position, and from here you lift one leg to the side as far as you possibly can. So I'm going here to the side, and I can go into abduction like this. So lift it up. That is really difficult for you. Use the full range of motion, and then rotate from here your knee backwards. So you end up in this kickback position, basically. So your glute is completely squeezed. And I want you to do this motion or initiate this movement by activating your glutes. So it's not from my lower back. My back is pretty neutral. I try to, a little bit of extension is okay, but then you only activate your glutes, and this is how the movement is happening. So towards the side, and then you go into this kickback. Nice. So we're doing 15 reps, and I hope your glutes will burn. Use the full range of motion. When you go into abduction and into the kickback position, don't lose tension. Good. Good job. 4 more. It should burn. So do more if you need to, or try to work harder and increase the range of motion that you're using. Use your full end range. That's possible for you right now. It will increase by time. Okay, nice. Switch sides. Abduction on the other side, extension, and knees together. Abduction, extension, and knees together. Beautiful. Let's do 5 more. Okay. I think we have 5. Nice. Sit back for 1 second. And now we're moving in a plank position. Push your toes into the ground, lift your knees. Nice. Extend your knees so that your quads are engaged. And now we will step forward with one leg towards our hands so that we feel a nice stretch here in our hamstrings. And on the rear leg, we feel a nice stretch on the quads. And the hand that's next to your knee, this arm will rotate towards your knee. Rotate and back. And then you can lay the knee of the back leg on the ground. Move back, sit back so that we stretch a little bit more the hamstring on this side. Move forward. Back. I like to push my toes a little bit so I can also stretch my tibialis anterior, which is the front muscle here. And then move front and back. 2 more. Front and back. When you come to the front again, we will go back into our plank position, lift your knee off the ground, and switch legs. From here, we rotate to our other knee. Really big rotation. Nice. And now lay your other knee on the ground, and we do 5 dynamic stretches on that side. 2. I just want to loosen up your full hip, like your hamstrings and your hip flexors, because we will strengthen the hip flexors now in the next portion of our routine. 1 more. Okay. As you come back, sit back in an L position. So this will be quite interesting for you to test now. How strong are your hip flexors? Because if your hip flexors are weak, that could also be a root cause for any type of pain that you might notice in your lower back, or why you don't have a good posture, all these things. And this is why, for me, this is the most underrated exercise ever, probably. So it is pretty hard. It looks easy, but it's very hard. And this exercise name are Pike lifts. So try to do, I show you the hard version and then I show you an easier version. Pike lifts look like that. So I'm lifting my legs off the ground and we aim for 10 reps. If you realize, okay, I can only do 3 reps, then you would do single leg pike lifts, 10 each side. If that's too hard for you to lean forward, make it even easier. Support yourself with your hands behind you, and then you can do lift-offs like that. So choose your level and do 10 reps. I do the harder version as I'm doing this already for a couple of years, but just choose the level that you can perform with quality movement. So try to extend your knees and just really, really nice range of motion. Because maybe you can only lift off a little bit here, then rather do this version. Okay, 10 reps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Nice. If you have to do 10 on the other side, if you did single leg, take your time and you can stretch a little bit afterwards. If your hip flexors are cramping during this exercise or leg lifts, then I recommend you stretching in between to decrease the muscle tone. So you could do like a hip flexor stretch or a foam roll in between of your sets, and then you can continue and it should be all right. Okay. Another way to open up your hip flexors a little bit if you're cramping is our last movement. And these are extensions, like hip extensions from a kneeling position. I like those because you can do them on your toes or completely on sitting on your feet. So try what's more comfortable for you right now. This is a nice stretch of your plantar fascia, but if that's not so comfortable, go here. That might be challenging for you. Then lift your heels a little bit apart. Just go where it is most comfortable. And then you can extend your hips from here. 5 reps. Okay, now we make it more challenging. We add a little bit of stretch. We will grab our heels and then extend. So not only will your hip flexors be stretched, but also your full spine. If you can't push yourself up like that and you realize, okay, this is impossible or it hurts, then simply just do it with one arm and the other arm could reach maybe to the side. That's a little less tension and reach from side to side. Nice. Make sure you squeeze your butt to support your lower back. And everybody who wants a little bit deeper stretch can grab both heels and extend the hips. Open up the chest, nice. Let's do 3 more. Feel free to do the side-to-side version. All right. Nice. Good job, guys. So that was my strengthening and lengthening hip mobility routine. Feel free to sit a little bit today or tomorrow in a pancake stretch, or grab your partner and hold on to him or her and just lean forward a little bit. And that is also really nice to open up a little bit more. Thank you, everybody, so much for joining. And let me know in the comments what type of live mobility routine you would like to see next. And I'm making sure that I can provide it next time for you. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.